can I talk? You know, Artie had some trouble with his helicopter this weekend as well.
Oh, yeah, tell that story, Artie. What happened?
A helicopter?
You have no idea. This is the craziest fucking
Artie
thing.
has a helicopter?
Oh, I don't have one, but there's this guy, a former cop who I met through some people who has a helicopter, he has access to these things.
By the way, I love how George stares at you when you tell a story and you totally ignore him.
Well, I'm talking. I'm
just saying I like it. I just like the dynamic of it.
It's when I tell a story.
Yeah. You stare at him lovingly.
It's weird when I tell a story on the air. It's like I do tend to talk to you, so
right.
I got to look away from him.
I'm just saying it's an interesting dynamic. Go ahead.
Thank you.
George is not insulted.
Me and George choreographed this whole fucking
That's
thing.
right.
Yeah, okay, so what happened?
So I've been taking helicopters to some gigs. Like, you know, if it's out on Eastern Long Island and stuff, you save time. So we're going up to Foxwoods, and they have a helipad not even 2-minute drive away from the big casino there.
Wow.
So we decided to take the helicopter. Now, it's me, J.D., the kid who took over for Ted, Timmy, and this guy, Mike, Helicopter Mike, we call him.
Right.
And he's, he knows security. He's an ex-cop. He used to drive. He learned how to fly a helicopter in the military. He's real, he knows what he's doing.
Right.
And he's very cautious. We've done it a bunch of times, and I've always felt very safe. So I sit in the front, and I was just like in a zone. I put my hood on, and I wasn't listening to any of the radio stuff going back and forth. So it's like a 50-minute flight up there, and out of nowhere, out of the Connecticut woods, comes Foxwoods and the MGM Grand. They rise up like out of the woods. It's weird. Like you see these two big fucking buildings,
right?
And we're like, oh, okay, I'm good. We're finally going to land because it's cramped. So it's pitch black out now because we left late, about 6 o'clock, and it's completely dark. He circles the buildings a couple of times, and we don't land. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is this guy fucking with me? Because I just want to land. And he seems like in a little bit more of a panic than I've ever seen him. And I go, Mike, what's going on? He goes, the helipad has no lights on, and there's no one down there. So I don't know where we're going to land. I go, what are you talking about? He said, the helipad has to be lit because I can't land. I can't land on a helipad. So, there's no radio communication. Everybody just left the helipad.
Oh, my God. What's with those Indians who run the place?
Well, what happened was, the story we got afterwards was...
Probably a big tribal council.
We were supposed to be there at a certain time.
Yeah.
And we were, they waited for half an hour, and then they just closed up shop. They shut the lights and left. These people just left and shut the lights to the helipad. And he goes, dude, I said, can you land in the dark? He's like, well... There could be wires around? No, I can't do that.
Yeah, you could die.
So now they're not answering us, and it's an 8 o'clock show. It's 6:30, and we're circling the fucking Foxwoods Hotel. So...
Doesn't security realize that there's a helicopter hovering?
Now, Tim gets out his thing and texts to the woman who he's in contact with, who's supposed to meet us there and take us to the rooms. Look, tell somebody to get out the helipad and turn the lights on, but she's not answering. So this guy makes like an executive decision, I guess, and he just starts looking around for houses that have big backyards.
Wow.
And he finds, he eyeballs a house, and this guy really knows what he's doing because he noticed that they were burning their garbage in this house.
Right.
And when I tell you this is Connecticut, 2.5 hours outside of New York City, it might as well have been the rural Kentucky woods.
Wow.
It was like they were burning garbage. They had like a potbelly stove. He could tell they probably didn't have electricity that went out to the house, so there were no wires around.
Wow.
So he could probably land there. So they have this big outdoor field, and we essentially landed in these people's backyards. These people are having dinner.
Did they come running out of the house?
Yeah, they're having dinner. Okay.
Oh my God, that's
funny. It's a guy, his friend, the guy's son, and the other friend, and they're just enjoying dinner, and all of a sudden the helicopter just like we just land in their backyard.
Were you scared?
You know what? I was never scared. I was more just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Because the guy is such a good pilot, we were never out of control.
Wow.
He just was looking for a place to land. So
it's like your Clit-2.
Right. So I go, what are you doing, Mike? What are we doing? He goes, I have to land in this backyard. I got to figure out what's going on. So deer all scatter. You can see the deer moving away, and we land in this open field.
Wow.
And which is essentially the backyard of these people's houses. Now they start come running out, and they look like
Get our guns. We're being invaded by aliens.
That's what they look like. They look like these three guys come out who were rednecky kind of guys, but they were the nicest fucking guys in the world.
Right.
They were like, "What's the matter? You got problems?" The other guy was in like Vietnam or something.
Right.
So he's looking for action. He's like, I mean, he was like he was having a flashback. What do you got? You got engine trouble, pal, or what's going on here? And he goes, "No, they wouldn't put the helipad lights on at the Foxwoods." And and now the Foxwoods are within eye distance of their house. They go, "Foxwoods?" We go, "Yeah." They said, "What's that?" I go, "The enormous casino that's 2 feet from here."
It's like they're Amish.
He goes, "So we just
They're
hate
pretending it's not there.
He goes, we just hate those motherfuckers." So now, here's the funny part,
Right.
all right? We land in this field that's surrounded by trees. We get out, and we go into their house. And I say to the guy, I say to the one guy, JD has this part on tape, but the guy wouldn't sign a release. We got his phone number. The one guy, Kyle, he was very suspicious of everything. He was a military guy.
Right.
And I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "Kyle." I go, "What's your last name?" He goes, "Kyle." And I said, he goes, "What are you doing here?"